Okay. So how does the submarine cable system work? So, pagsasama-samahin na natin yung mga equipment and components na na-discuss natin so far. Ayan, so nag-umpisa sila dyan sa cable landing station. So, data transmission starts sa cable landing station. Sa loob ng CLS, ito yung mga equipments niya. Meron tayong SLTE, then yung PFE, and ito pa yung isa, di natin na-discuss kanina, yung terrestrial line terminal equipment. So, dito kumukonekta yung network. Dito kumukonekta yung subsea network para i-deliver, i-process yung optical signals papunta doon sa terrestrial or land-based networks. Ay, mga PLDT, mga local exchanges. Ayan, so, yan yung submarine cable. So, sa loob ng submarine cable, yung mga fiber, tsaka yung electrical conductors na galing doon sa SLTE, tsaka doon sa PFE. So, lalabas na siya sa cable landing station. Determinate siya dyan sa beach manhole bago mag-transition sa wetland, sa dagat. So, ito, yung mga underwater repeaters, yung magbo-boost ng optical signals papunta doon sa destination, CLS. So, ito yung ito yung pinapower ng PFE sa loob ng CLS. So, pagdating ng optical signal sa destination CLS, i-decode to nung SLTE back to the digital data. I-distribute na niya to dun sa mga fiber optic terrestrial networks na connected naman dun sa mga data centers, mga ISPs, end users sa kabilang ibayo. And there, of course, in case na kailangan na yung data makapunta sa multiple locations, dyan tayo gagamit ng branching unit. So, along the cable path para ma-split at ma-redirect yung optical signals to different locations. So, mula sa CLS, yung traffic, niraroute papunta sa mga domestic fiber networks, cell towers, uh, mga Wi-Fi connections. Ito pa, isang video ulit on how submarine cable works. So hopefully, magdire-diretso siya ng play. Okay. Sana walang ads.
The transmission quality of a submarine cable is significantly better than the one offered through satellites. Submarine cables are only a few inches thick and they carry only a few optical fibers. Yet, they have transmission capacities of the order of terabits per second. These undersea cables provide vital international telecommunication links between countries across the world, and there is no effective substitute available. In August 2020, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the 2,300-kilometer long submarine optical fiber cable connecting Andaman and Nicobar Islands to the mainland. This has brought high-speed broadband connectivity to the islands. These cables terminate in the country through cable landing stations. Access to submarine cable landing stations is an essential input for telecommunication services, including broadband, requiring international connectivity. A submarine cable system consists of a communication cable laid on the seabed between cable landing stations on the land to carry telecommunication signals across stretches of ocean. They generally use optical fiber cables to carry international traffic. They offer highly secure, reliable, and very high-capacity telecommunication links between countries across the world. However, a typical multi-terabit transoceanic submarine cable system costs several $100 million to construct. There are more than a dozen submarine cable systems that connect India to the world. In September last year, Facebook announced that its subsea cable project 2Africa, which it is building in partnership with several telecom companies, will become the longest subsea cable system ever deployed. The 2Africa consortium announced the addition of a new segment called the 2Africa Pearls branch, extending to the Arabian Gulf, India and Pakistan. This extension will bring the total length of the cable system to over 45,000 kilometers. To Africa will provide connectivity to 3 billion people, or 36% of the global population. It will connect 19 countries in Africa and 33 in total. The system has a total of 27 landings in Africa and 46 in total. It will surpass the current record set by CME-V3 cable system, which is owned by 92 telecom companies and stretches 39,000 kilometers, connecting 33 countries across 4 continents: Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia.
If you like this video, share it.
Okay. At meron lang ako i-share sa inyo na isang magandang site. If you're interested talaga dito sa submarine cable systems. Ayan, yung nakikita niyo yung mga iba't ibang kulay na yan. Iba't ibang cable system siya. So, teka, let me share with you the site. Hmm. Ayan. Nakikita niyo po ba? Ba't yan ito to? Okay. So, very informative to. Uh, very, very informative siya. If you're really interested in cable landing, punta tayo sa Pilipinas ha. Nawawala. Nawawala ba? Nawawala, wala. Well, anyway, ito siya. So, andito lahat ng mga information. Very interactive din to. So, ayan, makikita nyo pagka dinrag nyo lang yung cursor nyo, makikita nyo kung anong subsea cable system siya, kung anong location. You can type it here. C2C. Ito yung sa Batangas tsaka sa Cavite. Suki kami rito Si Shena. Si Telstra to. Ayan, nakikita mo siya yan. Ay, nakakatuwa siya. So, try nyo rin. Try nyo rin siya. Okay, tuloy na natin. So, ito naman po, our next topic is cable deployment and the installation process. So, pre-deployment planning. Ayan, so, seabed survey and route planning. So, yan, ina-analyze ng mga engineers yung seafloor topology, tectonic activity, at yung environmental risks para malaman yung pinaka-safe na route para sa cable. Ginagawa ito para maiwasan yung mga underwater volcanoes, ang mga fault lines, yung mga fishing zones, mga anchor drop areas, di ba? Sayang naman, napakamahal niyan. Tapos, di ba, in a few months or few years, sira na kagad kasi naputokan ng bulkan or na-drag ng anchor. Ito pa, yung mahalagang sinabi ko kanina, yung permits and approvals. Alam, ma-approvehan muna ng government yan, mga maritime authorities, cable route bago mag-start ng deployment. Cable laying process in the ocean. So, first, loading ng cable into the cable laying ships. So, maayos at maingat na i-coil. Naka-coil siya sa cable laying ships. Thousands of kilometer yung haba niya naka-coil na yan. So, yan. Tapos ginagawa na rin yung pre-deployment testing dyan. And deep sea deployment process. Slow and controlled unspooling. Gradually, nire-release yung cable sa ocean para control yung speed, saka maiwasan yung tension, saka magkabuhol-buhol. Makabuhol-buhol din yan. Ayan, yung repeater installation. Every 50 to 80 kilometers. Then, shallow water and coastal deployment. Sa mga mabababaw na bahagi, shallower waters, typically less than 1.5 kilometers deep. So, binabaon yung kable na 1 to 3 meters sa ilalim ng seabed. gamit yung submarine plow. Ito yung specialized na underwater machine na naghuhukay ng trench. Kasi yun, pinaglalatagan ng kable. Meron din tayong remotely operated vehicles or ROVs. Ito yung machine na nag-inspect dun sa pagbabaunan ng kable, yung mga complicated terrains. Leading submarine cable manufacturing and installation companies. We have Alcatel Submarine Networks again, Subcom LLC, NSE Corporation, uh, and Sumitomo Electric Industries. Dalawa Asian. Challenges in submarine cable deployment. Ayan, harsh weather conditions. Ito yung nagpapahirap talaga sa deployment na yung mga subsea cables, malalakas na bagyo, malalakas na alon, deep sea pressures, seismic activity and tectonic movements. Kailangan ng strategic route planning para makaiwas sa damages ng cables, gawa ng earthquakes, and yung human and marine activity, fishing nets, anchors, marine life, vandalism. Ayan, so, hindi yan yung nagsusulat, mga tambay na nagsusulat sa subsea cable hindi yun Ang ibig sabihin niya, parang deliberate na destruction or damage to public uh, and private property. So, meron yan. Nangyayari yan, deliberate. Ito, chismis, di ba? Sa Russia, di ba? Russia, China, gawain daw nila yan. So, uh, posible siguro yan. Okay, so, ayan. May mga subsea cables sa bang nakagat ng patin. What do you think? Can, can you, ano sa tingin nyo? Meron na ba? Yes. May ebidensya tayo. Yan, no? Kitang-kita sa CCTV. Ayan. So, ewan ko kung tunan na to o ano, nakatakas ba to? Laking ano yan, laking loss niyan. Ang ginawa niyang pating na yan. Bakit ba? So, yan, siguro due to ano, electromagnetic fields na ini-emit ng mga electric conductors sa loob ng cable. Pero bihira lang naman siya mangyari. No? Less than 1% of the cable faults up to 2006. Ayan. Fun fact, number 4. Shark bites. They are rare but they do happen. Okay. Okay, final topic. The future of submarine cable systems. So, ito yung mga technology at integrations na dinedevelop ngayon para sa future ng subsea cable system. We have space division multiplexing or SDM technology. So, ito yung mataas na capacity na to, yung mga 1.6 terabits na yung hinahabol nila rito per wavelength. And sorry, and beyond, mas mataas pa raw. We also have AI-driven network monitoring. Yung ability ng system na ma-predict mga potential failures before magkaroon ng service disruption. And iba, yun, no? Integration ng submarine cable and satellite system for seamless growth. Kanina pa natin binabash to si satellite. No? So, sa future pala, may plano silang ma-integrate. Yeah? So, let's explain each. No? So, space division multiplexing or SDM technology. Uh, yung mga traditional cables, actually, meron yung mga 4 to 8 fiber pairs lang. So, meron alam ko 12 eh. May 12, may nakapag 12 na. Pero itong SDM cables, kaya niya from 16 to 32 fiber pairs. Some even 48. Kanina sa video, what was that? To Africa. Siya yata yung ano, pinupush niya yung 48 na fiber pairs. Yan, SDM reduces power per fiber pair but increases total system capacity while improving redundancy. Ayun nga, yung example is yung to Africa, ni cable system ni Google, up to 48 fiber pairs, so making it one of the highest capacity systems. AI-driven network monitoring, kaya niya i-predict yung failure sa system before it happens. Siyempre, optimize yung traffic at adjust yung routing in real time. Yan. Future cables will have self-healing capabilities, automatically rerouting data during faults. Uh, yes, yung example natin is yung WaveLogic AI ni Sienna. Hybrid networks, subsea plus satellite. So, i-complement ni satellite system yung subsea system by providing backup para sa mga remote areas. Tama yung mga answer nyo kanina. Uh, future, hy future hybrid networks will combine fiber plus satellite plus 5G for seamless global connectivity. Example, yung Starlink at yung OneWeb. Makikipag-integrate sila with undersea fiber para sa low latency, cloud, and IoT services. Now, another question. What is the first subsea cable to implement SDM technology? Meron na, may nag-implement na. May nakakaalam ba? Check ko yung chat. May nakakaalam ba? Sumagot ba? Okay, hindi ko makita. Anyway, ito siya. Ayan. Do not, do not cable system. Do not, silent T yata to, do not cable system. So, operational na to since 2020 pa. Connects Virginia Beach, USA to St. Hil uh, yun, to France. Connects Virginia Beach, USA to France. And, oh, features 12 fiber pairs. And they boast of a design capacity of 250 terabits per second. So, yeah. So that's fun fact number 5. Okay, so ito yung summary ng ating na-discuss ngayong gabi. We have discussed the advantages of subsea cable systems versus LEO satellite systems. Bakit mas pinipili yung subsea cable systems pagdating sa high capacity, low light latency, and cost effectiveness. Kaya ito ko na-surprise din ako. Napakamahal pala ng Starlink na yan, constellation nila. And what skills do we need to work in this industry? Mga technical skills, certifications, career paths kung gusto mong na subukan tong industry na to. We also discussed the main components of submarine cable systems, mga key parts tulad ng subsea cable, repeaters, branching units, cable landing stations. Sila yung mga bumubuo ng submarine network. Cable landing stations, diniscuss din natin yung role ng CLS sa connectivity at sa yung mga parts na CLS, how the system works, cable deployment and installation process, challenges and risks, saka yung future of submarine cable systems. Ayun, so you may check our FB page, Optic Route, uh, for posts and updates on optical communications. Hindi lang sa subsea, mga DWDM technology, coherent technology. Soon, i-expand ko pa yung mga content natin dyan. Wait, i-share ko lang sa ating chat box ang link. Ayun po yung link natin. Okay. Yun, coming soon. We're also planning to create a free ebook on this topic. So, ayun, mag dun sa ano namin yan, sa page namin yan i-announce pati yung link. So ayun, mag-subscribe na kayo ron. Mag-like na kayo doon para updated kayo sa mga posts. And also, bisita rin kayo dito sa aming website, tecesignseal.com. Yan, ayun yung aking mga contact details. Oh, yan. And here are our services. FDA, CCTV, structured cabling, cable television, data center solutions, telecom infra, and sign and seal services.